Alright, Hellions, welcome to another video where I sit here and I talk for about 10 minutes and we have a little discussion in the comments after whether or not you agree or disagree with what's going on at the minute. Today we're going to be talking about the Pokemon card and trading card in general grading companies. Those companies include some of the most popular ones are PSA, CGC, and Beckett or BGS. Now, why are we talking about these guys? We're talking about these guys because not only is the Pokemon card world being inundated with newcomers to the hobby, including myself, which is creating this kind of demand and supply issue. There's too much demand, too many people who want cards, not enough cards being printed, right? And that's creating an issue all over the world for people trying to get Pokemon cards. Similarly, there are a ton of people who want to get cards graded and not enough people, manpower, reputable companies out there to grade these cards. So PSA, I think last month or a couple weeks ago, they actually doubled their price. They literally took the price that they had and just doubled most, if not all, of the tiers for the amount to get a card graded. And I think they did that because they were hoping that if the cost more to get cards graded, they would have less cards coming in to be graded. And essentially that would kind of cut out a lot of the lower tier cards to be graded and kind of make it so that you only want to grade stuff that is a higher echelon of card from the get-go. Maybe a raw card of $40 that if it grades a 9 might be $100, $200, because I think what they're buried under is bulk. People putting bulk submissions in of thousands of cards and getting those cards graded at the cheaper tier, the cheaper price, but then they just have bulk that is just stacking up in their warehouse. So clearly that didn't work. People still want to grade their cards with PSA even at double the price. So what is their response now? Well, recently they've done something even more drastic. Let me read exactly from the president of PSA what their response is and what they're going to be doing for the next 3 months. He says, the sheer volume of orders that PSA received in early March has fundamentally changed our ability to service the hobby. The reality is that we recently received more cards in 3 days than we did during the previous 3 months. Even after the surge, submissions continue at never before seen levels. Given our growing backlog, it would be disingenuous for us to continue to accept submissions for cards that we would be unable to process in the foreseeable future. It's an unpleasant conclusion, especially after the March 1st price increase, but it is necessary to properly serve the customers who have already submitted to PSA. So what they're doing is they're virtually just shutting down the services priced from between $20 to $150 to allow more staff members to tackle what they already have as opposed to the stuff coming in. That is going to take place until I think July 1st. That is going to take place until July 1st. So it's basically 3 months of catch up that PSA is going to try to do on probably the lower tiers, the bulk submission, stuff like that, so that they can crank those out to customers who have already paid them probably last year or earlier to get those cards back. I think this is an interesting tactic, but I think there are some problems with shutting down services for 3 months. I think what is going to happen is they are going to get caught up. Let's say they get caught up, they get a ton of submissions graded, they're able to get a load of stuff back, and even if they get to a clean slate, let's say when they open July 1st, they are open to a clean slate. They come in and whatever's there on July 1st is what is going to start to be graded immediately. Let's say that they are somehow able to get to that point. The only problem with that is there are diehard PSA people that will not grade with CGC, will not grade with BGS. They want that PSA kind of premium that is still attached to those cards. So for 3 months, these people are just going to hold their cards. They're going to continue to open product. They're going to continue to put these cards in card savers, and they're going to set them aside until PSA opens again. So then what is going to happen with PSA when they finally happen to open again? It's going to be a fucking tidal wave of cards that is going to come into PSA. And I can imagine them being equally as overwhelmed in 3 months of not servicing bulk orders or anything under $150 per card. They are going to get submission upon submission upon submission. Now, maybe in those 3 months, they will be able to hire some more people. Maybe they'll be able to expand their services. Maybe they'll be in a spot where they can take on that tidal wave head on and feel good about their product and their services. But I just have a feeling that they're going to be in a similar place, if not worse, after opening back up, after not servicing customers for 3 months. Now, what other ramifications can come from PSA stopping services for 3 months? Well, CGC! How you feeling over there, CGC? CGC is probably shitting their pants right now because PSA is now shutting down for 3 months. Where are people going to go? There are going to be the diehard people that are going to go just to PSA. They're going to wait. They're going to hold their cards for 3 months, and then they're going to submit to PSA in 3 months. There are going to be other people who are going to look and say, well, PSA is no longer an option for me. Where am I going to go now? Well, look at that newcomer on the block that happens to be gaining speed, CGC. They're cheaper. They have a faster turnaround time. We'll talk about that in a minute. And so I'm going to go there. Now, CGC, if you guys haven't been grading with CGC, they're already backed up. They already have their own problems. So the fact that PSA is kind of redirecting the tidal wave to these other companies, Beckett and CGC, Beckett and CGC better prepare themselves. But let me tell you something about what's been happening with CGC. So I've had a couple of things graded with CGC. The only submissions that I have had come back from CGC have been from the Express tier. I sent in a submission at the end of December 2020, which is now 3 full months away of being submitted. Now, I sent those in at one above their bulk tier. And at the time, it was a 45-day turnaround. At the time, it was a 45 days, CGC. Guess what? Now, that turnaround time has doubled. And not just doubled, it's more than doubled. It's over 100-day turnaround time now. So I should have gotten my cards probably a few weeks ago, and instead they're still sitting at CGC. They're sitting in the receive. They're not even being graded at the minute. They're not even in the process. They're just sitting in received. Now, since then, I have sent in Express cards. Express, you pay a premium for Express. You pay a lot more for Express, and you get cards back faster. If you look at bulk submissions, and if they're grading Express submissions faster, well, what are PSA customers going to do? Up until now, PSA customers from March 1st have been paying quite a lot of money per card. And they're going to look at the Express feature for CGC, which I think at the minute is maybe $40 a card. And they're going to say, yeah, we could totally do that. We've been paying about that to have our cards graded with PSA. So we might as well go Express. Okay, well, the people who've sent bulk into CGC, what are we going to do? Because if the PSA customers see the Express price and they say, well, the Express price is actually quite nice, I'm just going to do the Express price over here with CGC until PSA is able to come back online and take submissions again. Well, that's just going to push the people who put bulk in 3 months ago over at CGC back further. The turnaround times for bulk are just going to go up. The turnaround times for Express are probably going to go up a little bit, but you have to do the Express first. They paid more money. They paid a premium to have a faster turnaround time, so you have to grade those first. So they are just going to be hit with a tidal wave. Now, again, with CGC, I sent in 3 weeks ago now a standard submission. So standard submission is $22 a card, I think. $22 a card for a standard submission. It is a 30-day turnaround time. Even with the updated turnaround times, I think it's maybe 33 days. I sent that in 3 weeks ago. So about 15 business days ago, I sent that order in. That order was delivered 3 weeks ago. Confirmed by USPS to be delivered to the location 3 weeks ago. It is not even in the received section of my CGC account. So they have not even scanned in the box. From 3 weeks ago, they haven't even received the order. It is in a box, still sitting in their lobby where all of their mail comes in. It's just sitting there for 3 weeks. So don't be fooled by CGC's amazing turnaround times of 30 days for a $20 card. That is not true. I'm almost 100% sure that turnaround time only kicks in after it's been scanned into the computer. So however long it takes for my orders to be scanned in, then we can add the 30-day turnaround time. So I would say you really have to look at those turnaround times, and you have to say you probably just want to double them to be safe. So yeah, guys, I don't know. What do you think? Have you had cards graded before? Have you thought about grading cards in this, time frame? I know before PSA shutdown, people were saying that it was going to take until the end of next year to get bulk submissions back. And maybe with this Shutdown, the people who have already submitted cards are going to get them back sooner. I hope that's the case. I hope if you submitted cards and you've been sitting waiting for them to come back, I hope that during these 3 months they're able to work through a bunch of their backlog, because I want people to get cards back on time, because I want to get cards back on time. The only problem that I see is when they open, I swear to God, when they reopen, they are going to be hit with a tidal wave of Pokemon and sports and all sorts of cards to get started on again. So I hope that after these 3 months, they'll be in a spot where they can take on that tidal wave, because it's coming. So this was a little bit of a reaction to what PSA has put in place now, but it's also a little bit of a forewarning. If you're going from PSA to CGC, CGC is also having problems, and it's only going to get worse with the amount of people from PSA who are going to have CGC grade their cards in the meantime. So I just wanted to put those personal anecdotes, this personal information out there about how my cards are being treated at CGC at the minute, so that you guys know, if you grade the $20 card and you're expecting a 30-day turnaround, you need to expect at least twice as much time. I hope you guys found some useful information out of this, and I hope that if you have cards currently in with PSA, that you get your cards back soon. Same with CGC people. I hope if you have cards in with CGC that you get your cards back soon as well. It's always fun cracking open the box and opening the jewel case and seeing what grades. It's such a cool experience. It's very similar to cracking a pack and seeing if you got a cool card. So it's very cool. And if this is your first time grading and you have cards out, maybe this just means you'll get them back faster. So again, this could be a positive. I foresee maybe some negative reactions to this, and CGC, you better hold on tight, because they're coming. They're coming. And I hope you have a solution for this. I hope you've had a ton of meetings today to figure out how you're going to handle this, because there is going to be an influx. All right, guys, if you enjoyed the video today, please hit the like and subscribe button. It really helped me out a lot. And let me know in the comments below what you think of this whole situation. And I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. I have to do a special thank you shout out to Chris Box, who is our one patron over on patreon.com/JavaKuma. If you want to support the channel in a more monetary way, you can go over to patreon.com/JavaKuma and sign up for the Gem Mint tier, which is $5 a month. You will get a personal shout out at the end of every video. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you very much for coming by. We'll see ya on the next video.